Whatever you do, do it in faith. The natural mind rebels against this, wanting to judge every action. Was your action in accordance to your faith? If you choose to judge yourself constantly like this, what you'll probably find is that you'll decide at least some of your actions fall short of your faith. But it wasn't until you made that judgment that it was so. It's best to leave that to God, as it's in His hands. Whatever you do, do it in the faith that God will work everything out for you in a good way. That whatever decisions you make, God will work it towards your favor. If you want to imagine it might not be the best choice or decision, trust that God will make the course correction. He will never stop fighting for you. Sometimes we'll make a decision in faith, and doubt will want to question whether it was good enough for God. This doubt is the enemy of faith. I'm not talking about the desire that God would help us make the best choices, but rather the idea that God would hold anything against you. Sometimes we find ourselves suffering, and the enemy will come and say, "See, I told you so." It is a self-perpetuating cycle to fall into that trap. Our only recourse is faith. God will surely deliver you, and in the meantime, while waiting in expectation, God will empower you to face whatever you have to face. God's grace is sufficient. But these present circumstances are not the end of the story. God will surely deliver you. Abraham was justified by faith alone. Whether he would have chosen to sacrifice his son or not, the most important thing is that whatever choice he made, that it was made in faith. God approaches us at our level to communicate with us. Have faith that God is faithful to you, no matter what. Part of the faith I have is that God will guide me and lead me and do a good work in me. So if He does that, that's an answer to prayer and something God did for me, not something I did for God. Whatever God did for me in that sense is not a condition for God doing something else for me. Some people think this way, that because they do something for God, that God will do something else for them. But I choose to think differently. I have faith, and it's God doing everything for me. That's all I have to offer God, faith. And if you want to be honest, even that faith came from God. It's a humbling position, but it's the truth. It is the grace and favor of God that we live under by faith alone. God already knows our condition in this life. He is not shocked by it. Our only way to live is by faith in Christ. Anything else will bring death. We are fully lawful in Christ. For us, Jesus is the beginning and end of the law, Jesus having fulfilled it. We are His responsibility. He has taken charge over us. It is why we can live in faith. If someone not found in Christ tries this, they will fail. In fact, you see it all around us today. But our identity is in Christ. It is a good place to be, a place of peace and rest, a place of blessing and favor from God, always.